Hey guys, and thanks for joining me back on the mat. This practice is going to be very inspired by my sort of not everyday practice, but something that these postures are a series of postures that I really enjoy daily. And think of it as like a really good feel good in your body um, sequence. If you are feeling a bit meh, you don't feel like moving, or you've already done so much activity today, and you just want something just really nice, this is the practice for you. There will be some long holds, minimal postures, and we'll just get into, there'll be a little bit of movement here and there, but mostly just like holding in the postures and not too long of a video. So when you're ready to join me, we'll start in a wide-legged child's pose. Knees nice and wide, big toes touch together. We want the hips back towards the feet and just begin to melt the upper body down. Maybe forehead connects with the earth. Maybe you rest your forehead on a block. Beginning to just observe the breath here. Breathing into the back ribs, the side ribs, and the front. And just take this time to begin to really just connect in with that flow of breath. Arms can be soft or active. Let's think about lengthening through the spine. And it's at this point, if you would like a little bit of movement, you can rock left to right on the forehead, or maybe a little wiggle through the hips. And I'm going to hold nice and still and just tune into my breath. Two more nice full breaths here. Maybe a sigh out the mouth on the exhale. Slowly walking the hands in a little. I'm going to find a little bit of length through the spine. Begin to sweep the left hand under the right. We're melting down to that left ear. Finding our threading the needle with the upper arms. The top arm can be soft out in front. You can take it up above the ear or around the back for a bind. Whichever calls to you today. And again, we're going to hold each side. So finding where you need to be, connecting back in with the breath. 2 more breaths here. Softening completely on the exhale. The end of that second exhale, top hand presses us up. We find that length through the spine again, maybe a little bit of movement. And the right hand's going to sweep under the left, right ear to the mat. Finding your position, figuring out your arm placement. Can you soften your belly a little bit more? Two more breaths here. And when we're ready, top hand lifts us all the way up. This time we're going to sit back on the heels. You can leave your knees wide or bring them together. Left arm's going to go out in front, and we're going to sweep the right arm underneath, either grabbing the shoulders, backs of the hands together, or palms of the hands together for our eagle arms. Just looking for a nice stretch through the upper back. So whichever option calls to you today. And then when we're here, we're going to think about connecting with the abdominals, trying to keep this nice and active. Find a lot of length through the spine, so the tailbone lengthens down. And we're going to open the chest. So elbows lift. Maybe the gaze comes up a little. Maybe a little bit of movement through the neck. As we release, we open the arms wide, opening the chest. This time, right hand's on top, left hand sweeps under. Maybe we're here, holding the shoulders, maybe the backs of the hands, maybe the palms of the hands. And one side will feel easier than the other. Releasing, open the hands wide, open the chest, press the chest forward, creating all that space. Roll out the shoulders a little bit. And we're going to come down onto our bums, feet out in front. So finding that position on the mat. Today I'm going to have my hands behind me, but if you want to work a little bit harder, you can work with that balance with the hands up off the ground. Feet are still, or the feet are going to be mat distance apart. And just finding some movement through the knees, left to right, right to left. Connecting with your breath here. There's no need to rush. Reposition yourself on the mat. I always walk a little bit. Okay, next time the knees are to the right. We're going to find our deer shape here. You may need to readjust a little. And just what works for you. If this back knee's not happy, as always, take it out long. And this foot can come in a little bit too if you need to. From here, let's find a lot of length through the spine, that connection to the belly, and then left hand's going to come to that front knee, right hand behind, twisting from our center. Maybe looking back over that shoulder. A lot of length through the spine though. How tall can you sit up? Gently unravel back to that front leg with length through the spine, just beginning to fold over that front leg. Now, wherever you get to today is completely up to you, and there's always here that option for stillness or for some movement with the upper body, which might mean a little sway, it might mean some cat cows. Maybe you do a little bit of movement and then melt into stillness. I'm going to settle straight into my forward fold. We will be holding here. So we breathe in, creating space through the ribs, through the whole body. Wherever the feet are, wherever the legs are, let's keep the feet flexed. Slowly we begin to peel ourselves up. Find that length through the spine. The jaw, the shoulders are soft. And then however you get there, we're either just swaying the legs over, so we've got the left leg in front, or readjusting. We find that shape on the other side. So my left leg is out in front. We find that length through the spine. Again, sides will be different. So just meeting yourself where you are, making those adjustments in the body. Tall spine, right hand to that front knee, left hand behind, with as much length as we can gather through the spine. Connection to the belly, we twist open to the left. Noticing sensation in the body. With our exhale, we release. We walk the hands over that front leg. Again, movement if you need, then hold for the same amount of time. So maybe a mixture of movement and stillness, maybe just one or the other. Whatever we're choosing to do, we keep that awareness on the breath. On that next exhale, we slowly begin to peel ourselves up, finding that space through the spine, maybe a little wriggle. The knees are up to the sky. We're making our way down onto our back with the knees into the chest. Just a little bit of movement left to right here. Arms out wide or to a T, legs up in that 90-degree angle. Drop the knees over to the right. I like to lift my chest so that I can find a little bit more rotation through the upper body so that my shoulders meet the earth. But if yours don't get there, that's okay. Today, right hand on top of that left knee, looking over to the left. Softening down into the earth. Head comes back to center. Legs come back to center. Realign yourself on the mat. We drop the legs to the left. Again, elbows press into the mat to help lift the chest so that we can find that rotation through the upper body. The left hand on top of that. Right knee gazing over to the right. Gaze back to center. Legs back to center. Just taking a moment to readjust your body on the mat. Knees into the chest. Bringing the knees into the chest. This may be where you stay. Maybe we reach through, grab the outer edges of the feet to come into this reclined child's pose position. The knees fall wide and we draw the feet in. Finding length through the spine, shoulders drop down to the mat, length through the back of the neck. Option to stay here. And this is a little variation that I like to do with my legs to add in a little bit of movement. One leg stays stationary. I'm going to extend my right leg out. Maybe it straightens, maybe it doesn't. So we extend to the point that we can keep control, and then we bring that foot back in, bend at the knee, extend the left leg out wide. So maybe it goes all the way, maybe it doesn't. Once it's back in, right leg goes out. So it's a little alternate from left to right, finding that extension. If you rock on the mat, that's perfectly fine. Feel into that sensation of movement. One more each way. Feet come in, pause here. Release the feet with control, bringing the knees together. We're going to find our Shavasana. You can take whatever position calls to you. My legs are out long, nice and wide, and just going to give them a little shake there to allow them to release. Arms are down by my sides, and again, just a little shake, open and close of the hands to let them know that we can rest. There's length through the spine, the back of the neck. Let go of any effort on the breath. Allowing yourself to melt down into the earth with each exhalation. Softening the belly, the face, the shoulders. And we allow our attention to settle into the breath. Slowly beginning to deepen your breath. Beginning to notice sensation in your body. And find some movement through the fingers and the toes. Maybe take the arms overhead for a nice big stretch. Release it completely. Rolling over to a side. We press all the way back up to our seat. Finding length through the spine. Maybe shake out the shoulders a little more. One hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Chin drops to the chest. Pausing here for a last little scan through the body, noticing how we're feeling. Perhaps offering a little bit of gratitude to yourself for getting on the mat. Perhaps when you weren't feeling like it. When you're ready, you can flutter your eyes open, and that completes our practice. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you're feeling a little bit more comfortable in your body. As always, love hearing from you. Let me know how that went. That those postures are all very they're basic postures, but that's something that I will do as much as I can. That's generally how my standard practice looks. So I hope that you did enjoy it. And if you haven't already, please hit subscribe or like or share this particular video if it felt right for you. Thanks so much. I'll see you next week.